What is up, Auburn fans? How are we doing on this Thursday night? The Auburn Tigers play a massive football game Saturday night in Jordan-Hare Stadium. Your Auburn Tigers sit at 3-3 right now on the season, halfway through it. 0-3 in SEC play. That one's a little tough to. That's a tough pill to swallow right there. But I say this game is a massive game because this game right here, a top 20 team coming into your stadium, once again, another opportunity for Hugh Freeze, which this could be the last opportunity for Hugh Freeze. And I think we all kind of agree on that this is the final straw. And if you can't get a win in prime time, under the lights, I want to say this real quick. I think we have stressed over the years that Auburn doesn't get enough night games. Auburn, we don't. They never give us a night game. They never give us a night game. We're always having to play at 11 in the morning or 2:30. Well, guess what, folks? No more griping. You were getting the opportunity to play games at night with big time opponents coming into Jordan-Hare Stadium, and you haven't taken advantage. You haven't taken advantage. What's up, Mike? War down, brother. War down. Big opportunity Saturday. Big opportunity Saturday. So this is the 16th ranked team in the country. They are coming off a loss to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, they come out against Alabama and they were fired up. They had a stupid penalty in Alabama's first drive where it was, I believe it was like third and a mile. It was like third and a mile, and I think they got a taunting penalty. Uh, the guy just stood over. I can't remember who it was for Alabama, but he stood over him, and you can't do that. And it continued the drive, and Alabama went right down and answered. And if Missouri could have got off the field there, the game could have been different. Now, I'm not saying that Alabama, you know, I'm not saying they still don't win the game, but it could have been different for Missouri. So I expect them to come in fired up. They're probably hungry. They're a team that wants to make the college football playoffs. Eli Drinkwitz is a coach that's been hungry for the past few seasons, and he's turned that program around. Missouri struggled for a long time in the SEC. Their first 2 years, they make the SEC title game, but after that, they went on a hiatus, and he comes in there, and it took him 3 to 4 years to turn it around, and he finally started winning football games. And so they're hungry. They're a 5-1 team. I believe they're 1-1 in the SEC. So this is a big game for them also. And their defensive front is pretty dang good. That is one thing that scares me in this matchup is, can Auburn's offensive line hold up? Can you make the plays in this football to win the game? Can you allow your quarterback to, quote unquote, throw the football? Will he throw the football? Will he throw the football accurately? That's something else, I guess we could say. Down the field accurately. Will Auburn make the plays to win this football game late? It's going to be close. It's going to be a close football game because I think both defenses, people say that Missouri on the back end, they're not that great. I thought they played Alabama pretty well. They did give up the Horton. I think that was like a 3rd and 12 or something like that. They did give up that TD to Horton in the Alabama game. But I thought, for the most part, I thought they played Alabama's receivers pretty well. And which that could have had something to do with their pass rush. And they seem to be getting to Ty Simpson a little bit, but Ty Simpson played a flawless game. And I really think Ty Simpson put it all out there to make the big time throws in the spots, right? And Auburn fans, they get on me. They stay on me about bringing up Alabama. But if you go back 4th and 8 in crunch time, Alabama decides to go for it. They want to put the dagger in Missouri. And what does Ty Simpson do? He steps up and puts one in a bucket. I said, what a throw. That's something that if he ends up in New York City, they're going to turn on the highlight tape when they're introducing Ty Simpson in the Heisman show. They're going to say, hey, you remember this throw? Because he put it in the bucket. And he stepped up in the fourth quarter and made a big play. And I think that's what Auburn's got to do, because you haven't done it your past 3 ball games. You've had the opportunity. You have had the opportunity to step up and make big time plays, and you can't do it. So who's going to be the first team to step up and do it? Who do you trust more? Do you trust Bo Perbula at Missouri? Saturday was really my first time really sitting down and watching a full game. I think he's a great athlete. I think he can get out, escape the pocket, extend plays. I think he can, make some plays on the run. But as far as just a pocket passer, I just I don't know. I don't know if he can throw the ball consistently against this defense down the field. I'm not really afraid of Missouri's receivers because I think our DBs are really, really good. So I just think it's, Missouri's a run first team. And if you can shut the Hardy kid down, which Alabama held him to, I think, like 60 yards or something like that. If you can keep him in that ballpark and really key in on shutting Missouri down in the run game and turn them into a one-dimensional passing offense, I think that suits Auburn best. What is Auburn great at? They're great at stopping the run. Secondary is come on since Baylor. So if you can put pressure, let Keyron Crawford, Keldrick Falk, guys like Malik Blockton on the inside, if they can generate pressure and put pressure on Bo Perbula, I think you could lead to a turnover or two. Now, I didn't say that last week because of Gunnar Stockton. Everybody rides Gunnar Stockton, and they say, oh, well, he's not the quarterback that Georgia once had. He's not that guy that can go make a play. He went and made a play last week. He went and made a play in Knoxville. He made plays against Alabama. Made some big time throws. The head coach really didn't help him out a whole lot going for it on that 4th and 1. But I don't think Bo Perbula is a Gunnar Stockton. I think he's a great athlete. But Auburn plays really well against great athletes. Like Marcel Reed, they were all over Marcel Reed. They made life difficult for Marcel Reed. Wow, the Steelers are going to win this football game. Wow. What a throw, man. Aaron Rodgers. Dog. I feel like this Auburn defense is going to keep you in a lot of football games. I really, really do. And I know there's going to be a point in the season where they eventually, they're holding, and eventually they break. Right. And you kind of saw that in the A&M game, and then Xavier Atkins with the pick. It's been close. It's been close. There was the point at Oklahoma where they were up, 10-3, and they were on like the 30, and they fumbled, and we got it, and we didn't end up doing anything with it, or we might have scored that drive. I can't remember, but it feels like it's been close at times where our defense they're really, really good, but there's been that momentum shift because your offense has been so bad and they've been out there for so long that eventually it feels like they're finally about to give. And that could happen at some point in the season. Now, looking at Auburn's offense to Missouri's defense, like I said earlier, your offensive line, it's going to be a test. It's going to be a test Saturday. They're good up front. Missouri's got some guys that pin their ears back, and they get after the quarterback. So I'm interested to see Jackson Arnold in the first half. I really and truly don't know if Auburn goes out there and they struggle out the gate, how you don't have a quick trigger and pull Jackson Arnold and give Ashton Daniels an opportunity. This is a must-win game to save your job, which the next 5, if it really and truly, let's say the rest of the season, if we're being honest. The rest of the season. It sucks to say that, but it's just the truth at this point. And I think the Damari thing was a big loss, and I understand why Hugh let him go. I think that was the right decision. But it's going to be a bigger loss than what people think because he's our guy. He's our running back. He was our best pass protector. Jeremiah Cobb got a lot of work to do in that department. Can Omar Mabson step in and fill that void? He's probably going to fill it running the football, but there's more to the position than just that. I'm interested to see if he can pass block in SEC play, big time situations. Can you run the football? Is Hugh going to run the football? Is he going to stay to the run? Is he going to commit to it and stay to it? Are you going to make life easy on Jackson Arnold? Those are my questions. I don't think you make life easy for your quarterback. I think you have gotten so dependent on trying to drop back and throw Jackson Arnold and make him do something that he isn't comfortable doing. I think it's gotten to that point. What I think you need to do, this is just a thought. I haven't seen us run one screen to Jeremiah Cobb, Damari while he was here on the team, Omar Mabson. I haven't seen not one. And as much pressure is being brought against Auburn and these teams that are filling the box up, they're bringing 5, 6 guys. Why are we not running a slip screen to Jeremiah Cobb? Why? Why? I don't make life easy on your quarterback. I want more jet sweep. I want more of it. And I think it's crazy that you run it the first play last week and then you come out of the half and you basically hit flip play on NCAA 26. And then you sit there and say, oh, well, it just didn't work in the second half like it did in the first half. Well, yeah, it didn't work because Kirby Smart is Kirby Smart, and he's a defensive guru, and he made adjustments. And there's so many more things that you can run off of that jet sweep, though. And we're not seeing it. It's like we've shied away from whatever we did in the Baylor game. We have shied away from it. I'm not asking you to go out there and run the ball 40 times a game, but I'm asking you to give it to Jeremiah Cobb more than 8, 9 times a game. Maybe get him out in the flat. Get him in space, man. He is one of your most electric players on your roster, and I've been saying that for 2 years now. If you've been listening to me for that long, I've been saying that Jeremiah Cobb was a star in the making. And you don't put the ball in his hands enough. Just my opinion. So, how is Auburn going to respond? And I'm interested to hear in the chat, how do you think Auburn responds? Are you going to lay down after the 3-game losing streak? Are you going to lay down after your senior team captain leaves the team? Or are you going to stand up for Auburn University and go out and make a play to win a football game? Are you going to stand up for your head coach who is on the hot seat? This is the guy that recruited you to come to Auburn. Are you going to fight for him? Or has he lost the locker room? Is everything this flowing on social media and all the smoke, and is it all real? Is it? What are you going to do, Auburn? Are you going to Jabba? Just Auburn being Auburn? You going to go out there and lay down? Your season's basically over if you lose to Missouri. Because guess what? Right now, as bad as it is, your season is still intact. You still have something to play for. One, you always play for pride. But two, you still have the opportunity to get Auburn back on the right trajectory. So what are you going to do? And this is how bad it is. This is how bad it is in the Auburn community right now. And look, I'm not saying that we don't have the right to be like that, because we certainly do. We want a coach that wins games, and we're tired of being a possession away from winning games and finding some way somehow to lose games. But today, I said that Auburn somehow finds a way Saturday night, right? Question mark, question mark, right? Like Auburn finds a way to get a dub Saturday night. No way after all this they lose and go on a 4-game losing streak. Oh my goodness, T. Higgins. There's no way they go on a 4-game losing streak and they're 0-4 in SEC, and 2 of those losses come at the crib at night when you say it's the most hostile environment in college football. No way that happens, right? And boy, my mentions, whatever makes you cope, brother, whatever helps you cope. No, Auburn sucks. No, this team ain't got what it takes. This coaching staff ain't got what it takes. What we gonna do, man? What we gonna do? Is Auburn gonna lay down, or are they gonna get up off the mat and get right back at it? It'll be interesting to see. Let's get over here to the comment section real quick. I think there's some good ones over here. Slick420 says, I'm rooting for Auburn in this one. That's what's up. I think every Auburn fan, noticing by your profile picture there, Slick, I think every Auburn fan in here and that watches this video, I think they're rooting for the Vols this weekend. So I think we can be friends for one Saturday out of the year. I'm gonna go ahead and do it to myself again, but we getting this dub. I'll be honest. People think I'm crazy. I wear orange and blue glasses. I love Auburn to death. I agree. I agree, Mike. I do. I think we win Saturday, and I could be totally wrong. And we could wake up Sunday morning and Hugh gets fired, and you know. But I think Auburn bounces back. How you doing, Miss Connie? Glad to have you in here. Do you think Freeze will ever bench Arnold? Slick, I think he's got to. If it continues to go like it did in the second half against Georgia, I think it should have happened in the Georgia game, to be honest. I think it should have happened in the Georgia game. Because that's some of the poorest quarterback play I've seen. I even said that that second half performance against Georgia was worse than Peyton Thorne at times. It was bad. War Eagle fam, got to find a way to win on Saturday. Not sure how much belief I have left. I think everybody's right there with you, Miss Devin. That's not a crazy thing to say. It's not. Wild that this is Missouri's first road game of the season. Yes. So that's another thing too. Bo Prabula, he come from Penn State. He got in some action. This is your first real road game as the guy. And you're going in to Auburn at night, Jordan-Hare Stadium. Once again, it brings me back to how is Auburn going to respond? You you've got a guy. This is his first real test. Now he's played in big time games at home, but like you said, this is Missouri's first trip away from their stadium. Mike says we just need to score 35 in the first half and we'll be fine. I wish. Auburn scoring 35 is crazy. If they do, I've always said if Auburn could just score 28 points a game, man, they would win so many games. If Auburn could just score 28 points a game, the Auburn Tigers would be really, really difficult to beat. Defense will play strong as usual. Offense, I'm just not sure, man. I really just don't know. Someone has to step up and make a big play. Yeah, I think that someone who has to step up is Jackson Arnold, especially if he wants to keep his job. The throw at Oklahoma, he missed. He didn't play well at Texas A&M, and the throw in the Georgia game to Eric Singleton Jr. he missed. Those two plays could have Auburn at 5-1. They could have Auburn at 5-1, and he missed both of them. Got to step up. Got to be the 5-star that you were recruited as to Oklahoma. Got to make a run and go into the Iron Bowl with just 3 losses. Whew, Devin, I hope so. I mean, that would completely flip the script, right? Like, I think that would completely turn things upside down. I think this fan base would be it's just ecstatic to go into the Iron Bowl as an 8-3 football team, and you could potentially knock Alabama out of a college football playoff spot, like maybe an SEC championship game appearance. Like I think that would be pretty cool. And you're at Jordan Hare, and uh, it would be electric in that place. So I'm with you there. So let's get over here and let's give our score predictions. Let's give our score predictions, and I want to hear them in the chat. I want to hear them in the comment section. Drop the score predictions. What do you think the final score will be Saturday night when it all comes to an end? And do you think we'll have a new coach Sunday morning? Well, we'll be looking for a new coach. Do you think Hugh Freeze will be relieved of his duties at Auburn University? I don't see us beating Missouri. That's fair. That's 100% fair. Like I think Missouri could win this game by 7 to 10 points. I think Auburn could win this game by 3 points to a touchdown. Here we go. First one, Missouri 35-28. I don't think Missouri scores 35 points on us. But I could be wrong. Seen wilder things, but I don't think their offense doesn't scare me the way Texas A&M did. Their offense don't scare me the way Oklahoma did. Their offense really and truly don't even scare me as what Georgia, like. I know that sounds crazy, but I was worried about Georgia coming off the 2 losses, and um, they had just lost a couple weeks earlier to Bama. I thought they would be really ticked off and fired up to play in Jordan Hare Stadium, and uh, they had some different guys at receiver and things like that. Our defense is solid, man. It's solid. I don't know if they get to that number, but I could definitely see them winning the football game. No way they're getting up 35. We have held every team we have played to under their season average. Yeah, it's like double digits, right? It's like pretty crazy. It's like a pretty crazy stat. I don't know the number, but pretty crazy stat. Auburn's defense is really, really good. And it starts up front, right? It starts up front. So, my final prediction, I think with everything swirling around and going on and all the craziness, wow, the Bengals just beat the Steelers. Gotta love the NFL, man. Gotta love the NFL. Just what a league. You never know. You just never know what's going to go down in the National Football League. Some of the worst teams without their quarterback, they go sign Joe Flacco, and he has a night. It's crazy league. But I think this Auburn team, with everything swirling around, going crazy, social media on fire, I think they respond. And what leads me to that is Champ Anthony and what he had to say, Keldrick Fault, what he had to say. Jackson Arnold echoed that in an interview after practice the other day and just said, hey, look, if you don't want to be here, get going. We want guys to be here and be in the war with us and battle each and every day, just battle. And I think this team is going to respond. And I think Auburn pulls out a close one. I think there's some funky business that goes on. I think Auburn gets 2 turnovers in this game to help their offense, and we get short fields. I think we we get some points. Hopefully, Alex McPherson plays a role in this football game, and he can be healthy enough to go out there and really. It might come down to pushing him to that 45 to 50-yard mark if he can possibly do it. I think having that in your bag is a big time addition for Auburn. Not having that in your bag at Oklahoma was another downfall. Not having it in your bag for the past 2 seasons is a huge downfall as well. But we also have to cut out special teams penalties too. I forgot to throw that in there. Special teams is rough, and Hudson Cock, you gotta start punting better, brother. You gotta start punting better. Like, we got to flip the field on some of these possessions. That's what yep, Mike, you read my mind. Jackson is like a statue. He holds the ball way too long and probably needs to be benched. I can't argue that. I can't argue that. It is crazy that after the Oklahoma game, people were giving Xavier Chaplin, they were giving him a lot of crap on social media. And I'm like, they kept playing the clip of R. Mason Thomas. And I'm like, guys, that's a solid rep at tackle to extend a man that far up the field and your quarterback hasn't moved up the pocket. That's not on Xavier Chaplin. Jackson just takes a 5-step drop and he just stands there and he doesn't move with the pocket. He just stays put. He just stays put. I thought he played better. I thought he played better. We didn't play bad against Georgia. We all know what happened, and they didn't bounce back. And Hugh Freeze just basically told on himself that he didn't make adjustments, and Kirby did. So you told us that you got out coached, and you basically tried to rewrite your script in a football game. Your first half script, you basically try to just rewrite all that and go out in the second half and do it all over again. So. But look, score prediction, like I said, I think Auburn wins a close one. I see this one going down. I think Auburn wins this game 24-20. I think Auburn wins this game 24-20. And I think you find one. You win one for this fan base, and you move to next week. And you continue rolling on. Maybe John Cohen's, maybe his car keeps starting up. And maybe we don't have to get out on the road and get out on the trail and look for a new head coach. So I want to switch over here to basketball real quick because I've seen some crazy overreactions about a 97-95 loss in overtime last night to Oklahoma State. Yeah, y'all, I just want to say this. Do not overreact about a practice game, okay? Don't overreact about a practice game. Auburn was playing guys at stretches of the game where they would not be playing in the regular season. Auburn also didn't play their starters nearly as much as some of the Oklahoma State guys. And I think this Auburn basketball team is very talented. I think there is some defensive things they have to work on, but let's be honest with ourselves. You got to let them play together more than 40 minutes or 45 minutes because of overtime. They got to play more than 45 minutes together. And everybody is sitting there freaking out. They're like, oh, we suck, man. The Stephen Pearl era. Like, golly, like, we just knew this was the wrong hire. And I'm like, sheesh, take a step back. Take a step back, take a deep breath, and let's see how it plays out. All right. If we get into the season and the same things keep happening and we say, okay, look, we're not very good defensively, we can hit shots. We're athletic as hell on the offensive end. The Elijah Freeman is a star. I think he's a star. The Hall kid, I think he's a star. I really like Overton's game. I think Auburn having a guy like that can he can defend and go get a bucket. He's one of those really really nice guards you like to have out there, and he can defend at an A+ level. So that's big time. I think I think Auburn's got a lot of talent. They're young, and like I said, they haven't played together. They got some pieces out of the portal. The chemistry still trying to get kinked out there, and all that good stuff. Auburn basketball will be fine. I think a lot of us are putting our expectations from what happened last year, and I get that. Okay, I get that. You have been on a heater in basketball, right? Everything BP did, we get all that. You've been on a heater. But what happened last year is not going to happen every single year. It doesn't even happen at Duke every single year. Going 15-3 in the SEC in conference play and winning the league 2 games before your regular season ends, like that's just not going to happen every year. So I think we need to take a step back after watching last night and the overreaction and say, hey, let's watch the first couple non-con games of the season and just see where we're at. This thing isn't going to be like it was last year. We're not going to reel off, 15 in a row or anything like that. It's just they haven't played together right now. So just be patient. This Auburn team, I liked what I saw last night. If they can clean a few things up, I really want to see them crash the boards a little bit more. And once again, we have to start making free throws. There's a couple guys out there that like to make free throws, but then there's a couple that we got to work on it. We got to get our free throw shooting up to par, because that'll lose you games quick in the NCAA tournament. So that's my take on basketball. The overreaction was wild. Ward Amigo Blake, keep up the great show. I appreciate that. I love the company. Late night. I'm sorry I keep going late night. I apologize. I've been working a lot of hours and been really busy at the fab shop. And when I get offered overtime, I'm going to take every bit of it. So saw some people say Bruce would have won this game, new coach or not. We do have almost an entirely new team. This was their first time together. Not a guarantee Bruce would have won. Bruce lost to Division II Berry University or college or whatever. It's an exhibition game. How many minutes did Tahad play? How many minutes did their guard play? That's what I'd like to know. I appreciate that. It's just part of life, It's just part of life. I gotta get that. I gotta get that. What's Cam say? You got to get that money on, and when it's on the table, I'm going to get it. So, look, the whole exhibition thing. You in practice games like this, you play these opponents because you want to get a feel of what your team is doing. Like, what are things that you need to work on? What are things you were great at? So everybody's like, oh, well, Tahad only played this amount of minutes. Well, yeah, because Tahad's not going to go out there and play all, you know, 40 minutes or whatever like their guy did. And I mean, he was still making them rain, even in overtime. But, you're going to go in and give some guys an opportunity and things like that. And it's just a lot of kinks you got to work out. And end up, uh, you're going to end up with Stephen Pearl making adjustments, and he's going to figure out rotations and who's going to play with who and things like that. So Auburn will be fine, and we'll be able to tell pretty early in the season uh, what this basketball team is going to do. I feel like last year you could tell right away when Auburn went and beat Houston. If you remember, I got on with Ike and Dustin on the War Report post game after the Houston game, and I said, one, Tahad Pettiford is a star. Uh, this team will go to the Final Four, and I said anything less than a national championship game appearance is a failure. Now, obviously, how Auburn maneuvered their way through the tournament and the things that happened, I don't think it was a failure. I was hurt being there and watching the loss, but um, I think last year was a hell of a season. So you'll be able to tell pretty early what this basketball team can do. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up there tonight. Like I said, get down in the comments. Let me know. Let me know score predictions. Let me know how you're feeling about Auburn football. Let me know if you do think Hugh Freeze loses his job if Auburn loses. When will that happen? Let me know all the good stuff down in the comment section. If you're interested in Auburn at the Voice of College Football merch, check the link below this video. Go check out the store, man. Get you some Auburn at the Voice of College Football merch. There's mugs, hats, shirts, all that good stuff, man. Just go check it out, and hopefully you like that. And I will be back Sunday. That's right. I'll be back Sunday to preview, hopefully, or do a little post game action of hopefully an Auburn dub against Missouri, and maybe we can get in the win column in the Southeastern Conference. So, hey, appreciate y'all, love y'all, thank y'all for everything, man. And War Damn Eagle, let's go get a dub. Let's go get a dub. Hey, we're down, but we're not out. War Damn, baby.